You put on the same pearl studs you have worn for 10 years, the same thin gold chain, and you catch your reflection before a family lunch, and something feels off. Not bad exactly, just quiet, faded, almost like you forgot to finish getting ready. Here is the truth nobody tells women over 60 about jewelry. The advice to keep it simple has quietly turned into keep it invisible. It is not your face. It is not your hands. It is the pieces working against you. Today, 7 common jewelry mistakes aging your look, and number 5 will surprise you. Welcome back, beautiful. If this is your first time here, you landed in exactly the right place. We talk about style that works for real women, real mornings, real mirrors, and real life. Not trends built for 25-year-olds. Not impossible transformations. Just honest, practical advice for looking polished, elegant, and completely like yourself right now, at this age, in this decade. And I want to say this clearly before we go any further. None of what I am about to show you is about chasing youth. It is not about pretending you are somebody you are not. It is about the small, specific choices that have quietly been working against you, without your permission, for years. Jewelry is one of the last things most women think about when they get dressed, and yet it is often the very first thing people notice because it sits right at the face, right where every conversation happens. So let's get into it, because these 7 mistakes are quietly working against almost every woman I know, and once you see them, you cannot unsee them. The first one is simple, and I promise, this one will feel like relief the moment I say it. You are wearing jewelry that is too small. I know that sounds backwards. For years, the advice has been to keep things delicate, keep things dainty, keep things understated as you get older. And I understand why that feels safe. Small feels tasteful. Small feels like it will never be too much. But here is the part nobody explains. As our features soften and our skin tone changes, tiny pieces do not read as elegant anymore. They read as absent. A hairline gold chain, a stud so small it disappears into the earlobe. These pieces used to hold their own at 35. At 60, they get lost. The eye cannot find them. And if the eye cannot find your jewelry, it is not doing its job. This is not about going bigger to look younger. This is about giving your jewelry enough presence to actually register. Think about the last time you saw a photo of yourself from a family gathering. If your eye had to search for your earrings, so did everyone else's, and that search usually ends with the jewelry losing. Try earrings about a third larger than what you have been reaching for. Keep the metal lightweight so the size does not translate into weight on your ear, because comfort matters just as much as proportion. You will notice the difference immediately, because now, when someone looks at you, there is something there to catch the light and lift the whole face. It is a small change, but it is the kind of small change that shows up in every photo, every mirror check, every quick glance across a room. Now, once you fix the scale, the next mistake shows up almost immediately, and it is one I see constantly. It is the matching set. You know the one, the necklace, the earrings, and the bracelet, all identical, all from the same little box, all worn together because it feels coordinated, correct, safe. I get it. Matching feels like it cannot go wrong. But here is the truth. When everything matches exactly, nothing stands out. The eye has nowhere to land because every piece is doing the same amount of work. It stops looking curated and starts looking like a uniform. The fix is not complicated. Pick one hero piece. Let it be the necklace, or let it be the earrings, whichever one flatters you most that day. Then let everything else go quiet. A slightly different finish, a simpler shape, something that supports the star piece instead of competing with it. Maybe that means a bold necklace paired with the simplest stud you own. Maybe it means a statement earring with nothing at all around the neck. That contrast, one clear focal point with quiet support around it, is what actually reads as intentional. Matchy-matchy reads as trying. Intentional reads as elegant, and elegant is always the goal. Now, this next one is where women get nervous, because it touches something you have worn the same way for decades, and changing it can feel strange. But stay with me, because this is the one most women overlook completely, and it might be the biggest shift on this entire list. It is your earring shape. If you have worn straight drop earrings, thin and rigid, for the last 30 years, I understand the attachment. It is part of your signature look. But our faces change, jawlines soften, cheeks relax slightly, and a straight, rigid drop earring that once elongated the face beautifully can now pull the eye straight down the jaw, emphasizing exactly the area that has softened the most. Here is the shift: a curved shape, a huggy, a gentle hoop, a soft teardrop that sits close to the ear and frames it rather than dangling past it. Curved lines echo a softened jawline instead of fighting it. They lift the eye upward, toward your cheekbones, toward your eyes, instead of dragging it down. This is not about giving up your signature. If you love the sparkle or the metal tone you have always worn, keep it. Just look for that same feeling in a rounder, softer silhouette. This one small change in silhouette can make your whole face look more lifted and more awake, without touching anything else about your look, without a single product, without changing your hair or your makeup at all. It is genuinely one of the fastest transformations on this entire list. Before we keep going, I want to know something. Comment below and tell me which one of these you are guilty of, because I promise you, you are not alone. Every single woman watching this has at least one of these hiding in her jewelry box. Now back to the list, because this next mistake is happening even when you think you are not making any mistake at all. It is dull, tarnished, low-shine jewelry. This is not about buying anything new. This is about noticing what has gone flat. A chain that has lost its polish, a stone that has clouded over, plating that has worn thin from years of wear. It still technically works, so it stays in rotation, and nobody thinks twice about it. But shine near the face does something specific. It catches light and reflects it back onto your skin, brightening your whole complexion. Dull metal does the opposite. It absorbs light instead of bouncing it. And next to skin, that can make you look a little more tired than you actually are. The fix takes 2 minutes. Before you walk out the door, glance at your jewelry the way you would glance at your outfit. If it looks cloudy or worn down, either give it a quick polish with a soft cloth or set it aside for good. Not every piece is worth saving, and that is completely fine. Keep one go-to set that is always clean, always ready, always catching the light the way it should, so you never have to think twice on a rushed morning. Consistency matters here more than quantity. One reliable, shining set will do more for you than a drawer full of pieces that have all quietly gone dull. Now this next one sounds risky, and I know that going in, but stick with me, because it might actually be the safest choice on this entire list. It is necklace length. Most women default to short. A choker, a collar-length chain, something close to the neck, because long feels bold, feels like it is trying too hard. But here is the twist. The wrong short length can crowd a crew neck or completely disappear into a deep V, and either way, it interrupts the one thing working in your favor, which is a long, clean, vertical line down the body. That vertical line is what makes your whole frame look longer and more elegant. A slightly longer necklace, one that sits into the neckline instead of crowding it, keeps that line intact and lets the eye travel smoothly instead of stopping short. The instruction here is simple. Match the length to the neckline. Shorter for something already open, like a scoop or V-neck, where the collarbone is already doing the work. Mid-length for a crew neck or turtleneck, so the chain does not disappear into fabric and go completely unnoticed. Longer for simple tees or deep necklines, where that vertical line has the most room to work its magic. Try it once, and you will feel the difference the second you look in the mirror. This is the kind of detail stylists notice instantly, and most women never think about twice, which is exactly why it belongs on this list. This next one has nothing to do with your neck, and everything to do with what people actually notice first in conversation, which is your hands. So many women either ignore their hands completely, no rings, no bracelets, nothing, because they feel self-conscious about them, or they go the opposite direction and stack everything at once. Every ring, every bangle, all competing for attention. Neither one works the way you want it to. Here is the truth. Your hands are not something to hide. A single ring with a little presence, or one bracelet that moves when you gesture, draws the eye toward motion and warmth instead of stillness. It is not about covering anything up. It is about giving the eye something graceful to follow when you talk, when you reach for your coffee, when you gesture across the table, when you laugh at something and your hands naturally move with you. Pick one. One ring or one bracelet, worn with intention, does more for you than either extreme. It softens the whole gesture, and honestly, it is one of the small details people remember about a woman without ever quite knowing why. And now, the last one. This one is simple, but do not underestimate it, because it is the mistake even elegant, put-together women keep making without realizing it. It is wearing everything at once, or wearing nothing at all. Some mornings you cannot decide what goes together, so you either put on every piece you own, or you skip jewelry entirely, because it feels easier than choosing. I understand both instincts completely, but both extremes read the same way to everyone else, which is accidental, not thoughtful, not intentional, just undecided. The fix, and honestly, this is the secret behind every single item on this list, is choosing one focal point. Before you walk out the door, ask yourself one question. What is my one piece today? Is it the earrings? The necklace? A single striking ring? Choose it, build everything else quietly around it, and let that be enough. You do not need more rules than that, and you certainly do not need more jewelry than that. This single question will save you more time than any complicated styling formula ever could, and it works for every outfit you own, from a quick errand to a formal dinner. And that is really the thread running through everything I just told you. It was never about wearing more jewelry or wearing less of it. It was about scale, and it was about intention. The right size so the eye can actually find you, curved lines instead of harsh ones, shine instead of dullness, a length that respects your neckline, one focal point instead of a dozen competing pieces. Every single mistake on this list comes back to the same two ideas. Give the eye something to find, and give it only one thing to focus on at a time. That is the real secret behind every elegant, polished woman you have ever admired. The ones who walk into a room and just look finished without seeming like they tried too hard. She is not doing more. She is not spending more either. She is just doing it on purpose every single time she gets dressed. And that is something every one of us can absolutely learn to do. If this gave you something to think about the next time you get dressed, do me a favor and hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more women just like you. Subscribe if you want more honest, affordable style advice made specifically for real women in real life, not for anyone else's version of what your 50s or 60s are supposed to look like. And I would love to know, in the comments, which one of these 7 you are going to fix first. Was it the scale, the matching set, the earring shape, or something else entirely? Tell me, and tell me what you would like to see me cover next, because this channel is built around exactly what you are asking for, and I read every single comment. I hope this gives you something to carry with you the next time you reach for your jewelry box. You do not have to fight your age, and you do not have to disappear into it either. You just have to be a little more intentional with what you are already wearing. Stay stylish, stay confident. Your best years are not behind you. They are happening right now, and you deserve to feel beautiful in every single one of them.